On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what Guan. A blessed and wonderful Saturday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off with an update coming out of St. Mary, where the police is still trying to establish a motive for Thursday night double fatal knockings and clappings that took place at the candlelight vigil that was being held for Jermaine Graham, the 21-year-old teacher who was fatally taken out in a hail of bullets by her policeman boyfriend during what they would describe as a domestic dispute gone wrong. That took place on June 25th. Now the deceased have since been identified as these two, 31-year-old Shaquille Harris, otherwise known as Big Red or Nick, an ex-member of the Jamaica Defense Force, and 22-year-old Tiffany Dowes, also known as Nikki. Both are said to be of St. Catherine addresses. Now, Superintendent Richard Hilton, who is head of the Major Investigation Division, stated that his team of investigators have been dispatched to St. Mary to take charge of the investigation. Superintendent Hilton added that the police have no evidence that the victims are related to the police constable who remains under police guard in the hospital. Now, about 10:30 p.m., it is said that Harris and those that are the ex-soldier and the female will end up lose 3 points, known as Tiffany Dowes, aka Nikki, were at the candlelight vigil when explosions were heard. Now both victims receive a portion of cornerpoon all over. They lost their lives, same place on the spot, but you know, so them have to carry them go hospital if you have them officially pronounced you know what. So Harris, that are the male, was dishonorably discharged from the JDF, and he was believed to be the intended target. Now the streets are say the man them come circle him and name him food because he was one of the persons who took up the policeman and assisted him to the hospital. The streets are say, boy, him shouldn't pick him up. Him should allow him same place if he lose him 3 points, just like the teacher girl. Now, the mother of the deceased female, we are talking about Tiffany Dowes, who has since been identified as Althea Dawkins, says that her daughter was just visiting the community and had no connection with the ex-soldier. Now, the streets that say him and she there, that's why the two of them lose them 3 points lying right down on the ground beside each other. Now, her mother is stating that them have no connection, them never there. It's just that she was standing in close proximity to him when them called him up and she ended up lose 3 points also. So she stated that her daughter was a final year university student that really rough. And to add the insult to it, you know, whilst all of that are gone, a family member of Jermaine Graham, this brother presently on your screen, said to be 57 years old. It is stated that after the knockings and clappings go on at the candlelight vigil and everybody sit down and talk, the man heart attack him and him end up losing 3 points. Now the family have another family member, figure Berry. Boy, me I tell my peeps, trouble definitely not set like rain. Now the next thing that we are gonna talk about, my peeps, is that the police, them nyama man food and broke the plate during what they have described as a confrontation at Suncoast Beach Club in St. Thomas. So the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is presently probing the fatality of the man in the wee hours of Thursday at the Suncoast Beach Club residential complex in Bull Bay, St. Thomas. Now, information reaching on the Spot News Media would suggest that the police went to the residential property sometime around 2:45 a.m. and attempted to execute a warrant for a wanted man. The police, on entering the property, were allegedly fired on, and they reportedly returned the fire. So when the smoke was clear and the battle had been won, Radam, yeah man, a criminal element identified as Jazed Christie was found suffering from a portion takan of wounds. He was, however, assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital, not in a bid to save his life, but more so to have him officially pronounced, you know what. The police stated that one Ruger 9mm pistol was seized. On the Spot News Media understands that the wanted man and a target of the operation was in Christie's company but managed to escape. Sources close to the investigation would only add that he was wanted for some serious gun-related offenses. Now, businessman Kevin Firth, who developed the Suncoast Beach Club, stated that night he was to meet with the police to get a full understanding of what occurred at the location. So as at July 3rd, 166 end up lose them 3 points to the hands of the security forces during alleged confrontations with the police. The breakdown includes 28 in January, 28 in February, 25 in March, 30 in April, 25 in May, 26 in June, and 4 so far in July. So a total of 189 was taken in the entire 2024. So between 2024 and 2025, a total of 36 police officers have been charged following investigations by INDECOM. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is still in the St. Thomas Police Division, where a St. Thomas man was charged in relation to an alleged abduction and a hold on and take of a woman. Now the criminal element in question is a 21-year-old criminal element, and he has since been identified as Richard Cummins, said to be of a Yalas district address. He was charged with the hold on and take, robbery with aggravation, abduction, possession of a prohibited weapon, as well as aiding and abetting grievous hold on and take type of assault. So what go on and my peeps is that on Friday, June 20, the criminal element Richard Cummins was operating an illegal taxi service along the St. Thomas to Kingston Road when he picked up a female passenger. During the journey, a second man reportedly entered the vehicle, and upon the second man entering the vehicle, he brandished a firearm. It is stated that the victim was allegedly robbed of her personal belongings and a hold on and take type of thing gone by both men. She was later released in a remote location approximately 3 kilometers from the point of the initial incident. A report was made to the St. Thomas Police, prompting an investigation. So on Saturday, June 21, detectives apprehended the main suspect. He was later pointed out during an identification parade and charged after being questioned in the presence of his lawyer. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the St. Anne Police Division, where on Wednesday, July 3rd, the police seized 2 firearms and several rounds of ammunition in the Roaring River District in Steertown, St. Anne. Now, reports reaching on the Spot News Media would suggest that the St. Anne's police were on patrol sometime around 10 p.m. and they joined up with some soldiers and conducted an operation to search an abandoned shop in the area. Now, during the search, a Smith & Wesson and a Taurus 9mm pistol affixed with magazines containing 15 and 6 rounds respectively were found in a motor vehicle rim. 10 men were taken into custody. However, their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. So right there and then, my peeps, another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Yeah, man. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division, where the St. James Police charged a man following the seizure of a pistol with a magazine attached during an operation in Tucker District in Granville, Mobile, on Thursday. So 23-year-old Waquar, beaten, said to be a bartender from the parish, has been charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition following the seizure of the firearm. Now, reports reaching on the Spot News Media would suggest that the Granville police were out there on patrol sometime around 9:40 p.m. when the team of officers were in the area, and they stated that they approached the criminal element who was standing among a group of men. It is said that he ran off. The officers gave chase and apprehended the criminal element. It is said that the criminal element, Waquar, beaten, was searched by the police. And during that search, the 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 5 live 9mm rounds of ammunition were allegedly found inside a bag in his possession. Beaton was taken into custody, where he was subsequently charged. A court date is presently being arranged for him. All him shouldn't die right now, you know. Jaja God. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled Kingston Western Police Division. We're going to focus on a section known as Paisley Road, with them and an adjoining road known as Garden Road has been at loggerheads for quite some time. Now, you have 3 main criminal elements. The first one is this criminal element said to be the Don of Paisley Road, known as Jermaine. Yeah, man. Now, this criminal element is definitely no stranger to On The Spot News Media, as he was featured some time ago on this particular channel. Now, this criminal element has been wreaking havoc in the general Paisley Road and Garden Road area in the Kingston Western Police Division for quite some time. Now, a full time now, the police them put a dent in this thing here, because this thing here is a long-standing issue and it has been happening over the years. Now, you have a little gun bag, a little fallabaka, who basically anything what Jermaine say, him just carry out that. We are talking about this criminal element presently on your screen identified as Jiggy. Now, Jiggy definitely get jiggy with it. As soon as Jermaine say for jump, him not even ask how high, him just a jump like an idiot. Yeah, man. So him a one of the main instigators in everything we want to see a go on between Garden Road and Paisley Road. Now, you have a criminal element who is not originally from the era. This criminal presently on your screen identified as Pupu. Now, Pupu is originally from the Bull Bay area, but For some reason I decided him moving at the place and now him demons the Paisley Road, the people him carry out all sort of gun-related activities and atrocities against the Garden Road young youth them. Now it is said that them a try to take over Garden Road. I try to control the youth them round the boat. The youth them a say, yo, them have a mind for them own and them not depend where them depend. So basically them a try to play God Almighty, I try to use might for conquer the youth them, but the youth them definitely not take no talk and I do for them own thing same way. Yeah man. So right now the Kingston Western police need to really take this one into consideration and make sure so them do the necessary for dismantle the Paisley Road the criminal elements before bodies start drop in that general area again. So Pupu, Jiggy and Jermaine, you know drop on the radar of On The Spot News Media again. So watch this, watch this, watch this. Yeah man, read between the lines. So anyway my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah man.